You're live.
Very good. I believe we now have a quorum, so I can call this the meeting of the Sports Wagering Application Review Commission to order. And our first order of business is approval of the draft agenda that was emailed in advance. Do I have such a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Laura. Second.
Second.
Thanks, Randy. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
There's four of us here. Very good. The next agenda item is to approve the draft closed session minutes from our last meeting on August 17th. Those were circulated in advance.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Randy. All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Aye.
Very good. All righty. On August 17th, we held a portion of our meeting in closed session under section 3305B7 of the General Provisions article to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice concerning implementation of the state's sports wagering law. Commissioners Gamble, Hash, Mariner, Turner, and I voted affirmatively to close the meeting. Commissioners Allen, Herring, and Stevenson were absent at the time of the vote and subsequently attended our closed session. In addition to commission members who were present, we were joined by our staff. George Butler of the Department of Legislative Services, James Butler, John Martin, John Mooney, and James Nielsen of the Lottery Agency, Kimberly Kopp, Cesar Froelich, and Michael Schaller of the Taft Law Firm, and Eric Delphos, Anita Hurley, and David Stamper of the Office of the Attorney General. As noted in the public summary of the closed session published on the SWORC website, the session concerned legal advice concerning implementation of the sports wagering law. No actions were taken by the SWORC, and following the conclusion of the closed session, the commission returned to its open session. So at this point, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve both the public summary of the closed session and the sealed minutes of the closed session that were provided to you earlier. Is there a second? I may be doing this wrong, but doing my best.
I'll second it then, if you were making a motion.
Thank you. I think the motion's been duly made and seconded. Any opposition? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. As a reminder to the public, the commission, pursuant to section 3306 of the General Provisions article, maintains video recordings of its meetings held in open session in lieu of written minutes. Those recordings are available through both the Maryland General Assembly's website and the commission's website. So with that, we can move on to the next agenda item, which is to discuss and vote on the proposed amendment for addition of a diversity plan requirement to the SWORC application. The draft has been sent to the commission members in advance. The working group has been engaged diligently towards what we've submitted to you. And I invite this opportunity for any discussion or questions. I believe the material is self-explanatory, but this is our opportunity.
I have a question on the diversity based on the diverse status of the individuals that are in this particular paragraph. And it also says we'll consider any type of diverse group where applicant can demonstrate that an individual has been disadvantaged. Is that saying that you can also add to this particular group, or is this the definite defining group of disadvantage?
You want to take that? And I can answer that here. Unless someone else wants to.
Thanks, David.
Yeah. So I think the purpose of that sentence, I think, is to make clear that the listed groups in the prior sentence are not exhaustive, and that an applicant, or in this case, it would be, eventually a licensee, in developing a diversity plan could essentially define diversity to include groups other than or in addition to those listed in that first sentence.
Very
Okay.
good. Thanks, Bert and David. Any other questions or discussion?
I have a question. As for David, what remedies are available if following the submittal of the diversity plan, we don't feel it's meets all the requirements?
And do you want me to take that, Mr. Chair? Or?
Yes, please. Thanks, David.
So I think that the plan itself requires that after review, if SWORC finds that there's a deficiency, they have to resubmit a plan. Ultimately, that plan's going to be posted publicly. Certain diversity metrics are going to be posted publicly as well. There aren't financial penalties. This is all, the applicant, or at this point, a licensee, is going to be, they're already going to have their license. They're going to be submitting the plan. And there's not an opportunity at that point for cancellation of the license. I mean, the license has been awarded.
Right. And Mr. Chairman, the lottery agency, as well as the commission, we would be working with the licensee at that point to take any corrective action plans noted in the deficiency, so they can get up to the standard that the SWORC or the commission desires.
Very good. Thank you. Any other questions or discussion regarding the proposed amendment?
Can I ask, because I haven't had sufficient time to review them both closely, is there a difference between the mobile diversity plan and the other diversity plan?
Yeah, but I believe there's no substantive difference at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, may I ask for a motion to approve the addition of the diversity plan requirement to the SWORC applications?
So moved.
Well, I'll accept that as a motion from Bert and a second from Laura. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, hearing none opposed, that's approved.
Mr. Chairman, may I make a motion to delegate the staff the authority to make non-substantive edits to the diversity plan that may be necessary for compliance with form and legal sufficiency?
We have a motion from Mr. Mariner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Bert. This is consistent with what we previously did with the rest of the regs, with the rest of the application. So any further discussion of this topic? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Passes unanimously. Thank you again. All righty. Is there any need on the part of this? Well, we have on the agenda the opportunity for a closed session to discuss compliance with provisions of the sports wagering law. Does anyone on the commission feel a need to ask for such a session? I don't.
I don't think so.
So I appreciate that. And I believe that takes us to
I have a question.
I'm sorry.
Don't we need to vote on both, or did we just vote on both? Did we just do?
I put an S, and when I recited a plural, that these two are substantially the same. So I thought that was okay unless attorneys tell me otherwise.
Well, I think the question is, what was the understanding of the commission?
Yeah, does everybody understand that we were voting on both the mobile and the fixed site applications? Any need for further clarification?
I assumed that it was on both.
Thank you. And Randy and
Agreed.
Laura, we all believe we approved both. Okay.
The agenda just said application.
I know, I saw that, but then I was reading with the S on. Anyway,
Okay.
trying to keep the ball rolling here, team. So I believe that takes us to just affirming that our next regularly scheduled meeting of our commission is Thursday, September 22nd at 9 a.m.
Mr. Chairman, so the only thing on item 7 of the agenda, the other considerations are, so right now we're waiting on the ALR committee to take a vote on our emergency regulations. So as soon as I hear back on those emergency regulations, I'll let the commission know. And then once that happens, then we can proceed to the releasing of the application at a later date.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. And I think it's worth mentioning, we saw in the media that there's a September 9th opportunity at Montgomery Park.
That's correct. That's going to be a public meeting where applicants can come and give comments to staff, and we can report back to SWORC on all of the comments that were received at that meeting. The public comment period runs from August 26th until September 26th.
Thank you. Very good.
James, just to clarify, that's not just applicants that can comment, anybody can.
Yeah, anyone, that's correct.
Very good. That's a good opportunity for people to weigh in and to meet one another. So now I'll take a shot at closing the meeting. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion made.
Second.
Thank you, Laura. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you all for making time to get together on short notice and keeping this process moving along. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everyone.
Same to you.
Thanks.